generally speaking, like when women say things to me like, or say just generally, they say, oh, black men this, or I can't be bothered to correct them to say, well, it's not all men, because that's not really the point. The fact is, it's happening. You feel what I'm trying to say? I'm not going to get caught up in, right, this percentage of men, and do a survey so I get an accurate number, because whatever number I come with about who's doing what, X, Y, Z, no, someone's going to be displeased with it. Someone will say something like, right, most women or half women or this percentage of women. Someone's not going to be happy with it. You're never going to satisfy anyone.
That's true, but I think at the end of the day, we have a voice and people listen. There's to me out there, there's a lot of gullible people out there. So I just think we can't be pushing that kind of message of like, women do these, are capable of doing these things. Because people will go into relationships and think, actually, I remember what Wayne said, and actually I think, most women can act or behave like an Amber Heard.
That's part of life though.
But that's where we can control that. We don't have to push that kind of narrative.
I hear you.
We don't have to push that.
Here's the other thing as well.
The same way I would not, to my daughter, say, don't date black men because most of them are like R. Kelly.
I agree with you.
I will not do it.
Here's where your mistake is though. It's amazing what you just did there, because what you said was me personally at one stage, right? So we went from you personally to we. So it's like 1 minute it's we, then it's individual. It's like, are we playing football or golf? No. What I'm saying is, if we're going to talk about these things, and we're going to talk about it as a we, it's like people make this arbitrary example of a community that we got. It's like they talk about us like we're a group of people in unison. When the truth of the matter is, we're not. We're all individuals, really and truly.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So what I'm saying is, what you're saying makes sense if we generally are a we or a community, but the reality is we're not. Like, we're all divided in different ways for all kinds of reasons, especially on subjects like this.
What you're saying is true. I think she's looking at it from a solutions perspective.
We haven't got there yet, though, have we?
No, but I think that's where she's...
But I would like us to get there.
Yeah. No, but before you even get to a solution...
Whereas with you, you're talking about the present time and day, what's going on right now.
The thing is, before you get to a solution, you discuss all the things on the table, whether it's uncomfortable or not.
100%.
So it's
like
in science, isn't it? It's like you talk about the objective hypothesis and all the rest of it. The conclusion comes at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
That's the aircon.
Yeah.
So the solution comes at the end. It's like you don't start off with a solution, because if you start off with a solution, you're not even addressing what the problems are. In fact, you might even be missing out someone's issue. You might be missing out someone's trauma and all the rest of it.
You know what it is? I agree, and I think the issue is here, because it's very important how these conversations go. What you're saying in terms of the message, what we're doing, and I agree in terms of, like, remember a few episodes ago I said that, how do we fix these sort of things? Because obviously it's kind of like, man versus woman, woman versus man. Obviously what you're doing is you're using the present moment in time, which obviously with men, especially now, it's like all my life all I can remember hearing about man was, man are trash, my dad's a waste man. Even if it wasn't me directly, then it was my friend or my brethren. So when we get to that stage of a little bit of, not even power, but we've got a platform now to even say. Remember, like, if men were doing podcasts 20 years ago, we would be getting called soft, we'd be getting called gay.
Yeah.
But now, because it's available and it's easier, and you got all different types of men doing it: roadmen, gangsters, businessmen. You know the ones there, rich men. So I feel like now, because you're speaking about the present, which and I agree with what you're saying in terms of how you feel. So I feel like the good thing that we can do now is obviously, like you're saying, have these conversations, highlight it. But also, again, we got to look at these individuals critically. And we also got to understand who are the groups of people that are saying, like you're saying, all men and all women. Because even for me, I've turned around and said to myself, all right, cool, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't say all women all the time, because I've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And people always get onto me for saying that. And I get it, because obviously man's going back and forth with women about it. So women are like, all right. But then I also told them the same thing. Don't be saying all men.
It goes into the topic that you was talking about, sensitivity, though, because we can do this whole all men, all women thing. I hear what you're saying. But here's where we get into this thing of time wasting. Let me finish.
Yeah, no. I'm going to say exactly what you're saying.
No,
but
you're not going to say exactly what I'm saying. Everyone that's in here, we're black, right? How many times has a white person jumped in a conversation saying black people shouldn't say nigger?
Enough times.
But guess what? If we all stop saying nigger, they'll move the goalpost and it'll be something else.
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
I ain't doing that. And that's why, you see what you're saying with the all and whatever else. Again, like, unless you find out that my girlfriend's a Becky and you see me cooning and voting conservative, I'm not talking about not all black women anyway.
But even then,
if
if you got a white woman and you want to now speak on black, because that's another thing as well. When you got a white woman and you want to now speak on black issues because you now want to learn.
That's dead.
For me, but
And I've been one of the main people saying that, by the way.
now I hear that, but why shouldn't there be room for that person to grow?
Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a minute.
The white person or the black person?
Even both, but mainly the black person.
I already
So the
know me
black
and you are going
person-
to agree on this.
So the black person
I
having
don't think a black person that dates a white person, and I know people that are in that kind of situation, but I just, so what, for them to speak on black issues?
no, so
or-
like for example, like I've got a lot of friends in interracial relationships,
Yeah.
and they didn't understand certain things that were going on during BLM. So for example, like black people being racist,
Yeah.
and I'm saying to him, black people can't be racist. They can be prejudiced, but they can't be directly racist because racism equals white supremacy. So when you're doing racism or being racist, there has to be some form of power attached to it. So he couldn't understand that because he's like, if I call this guy a Paki, that means I'm racist. I said, nah, if you call him a Paki and he calls you a nigger, cool, innit? You prejudice, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But if he calls police on you or you call police on him, it's near enough going to be the equal kind of result. Whereas if a white person calls you with
It's a
this
different situation.
and they call police, it's a complete different situation. So you have to understand there's a power element attached to it. So I was trying to explain to him the difference between prejudice and whatnot. But also then I was then saying to him, it doesn't mean that black people get a green card now to then start being openly
yeah,
racist
pricks.
because of 500 years of what we've
Yeah,
gone
yeah,
through.
yeah.
So that's obviously what I'm saying. So with some black people in those relationships, they were like, raw. Like one of my brethren said, raw, I got with a white girl because when I tried to get black girls, they didn't like me.
Eh.
They were young.
See how we're agreeing on that? See,
No, right.
No,
Hold on.
You see how we're agreeing on that?
Hold on.
Straight away.
Right,
Straight away.
but hold
Yeah,
on.
no,
But watch this. But you lot have just highlighted it. That's the individual. So that's
Yeah, there you go.
that's his
There you go.
experience.
There you go.
And that's what he's gone through. But it can't be like perfect example.
No,
yeah?
that's
Hold
the
on.
individual. But me and her are both seen that time and time again. We know that
Right.
what he said was
Yeah.
BS.
Because of the present.
And so is everyone else.
And because of how you lot have felt. And that watch this.
No, it's not how we feel because I'm a man.
Prime example. Watch this. Dr. Umar.
Yeah.
Right now.
Dr. Umar, yeah. I'm very
Delicious.
50-50 with him.
I'm not even 50-50. I'm more 40 and I'm not against him.
I see him as entertainment.
Same.
now.
But
No, I actually think he's got some good points.
he has got some good points, but he's
But
also an
his
idiot.
delivery, yeah.
And then watch this.
Delivery's all over.
Watch how the balls turn. He's now in the shop now, chatting to a white woman, yeah? Smiling, looking like he's flirting. He might just be friendly. Because I'm like that sometimes. I could be friendly, but I mean, because all of a sudden the internet's exploding, saying, rah, Dr. Umar's
So
there,
they
moving
should.
up. Now, that's the funny thing. He's the first person to look at a brother doing the exact same thing he's doing and do the face like that and start talking.
Wait, that's people posting up the meme.
100%, but then obviously that's him reacting to the exact same situation. That's not just only that
They're
meme.
kind of exaggerating that one meme though. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, but if you watch his lives, if you watch what he's
Yeah.
talking about, he'll be there, brother. You can't be with a snow bunny, and you know what? He's the first one.
He all got at Damson Idris, the one that plays Franklin in Snowfall. He got at him
For what?
because he was in. I think he was like dating a white girl or in a picture of a white girl.
Right.
He got at him.
People got onto
From
Michael B.
Snowfall.
Jordan when after Black Panther they found out
Yeah.
the woman he was dating was white. And my thing is that I get what people are coming from, but what happens when that black person's in power? And when he's our prime minister or he's our police chief commissioner and he's got a white woman, but he wants to learn. If we don't even allow that room for him to even come and speak, how are we ever going to solve these situations?
I can answer that. He's supposed to kind of have them kind of discussions within himself before he goes public.
Let's say he done that. Let's say he done that, but no one had heard it. In private with his
All right,
wife.
cool. Then that's cool.
But then are we? That's what I'm saying to you.
No.
We will never know.
No. Sorry. Not. I'm not talking about his wife. Yeah, I'm talking about within black people he knows, whether it's family or all the rest of it.
Yeah, because
And
he
this
has
is-
a black family.
And,
Yeah.
this is what
But
I'm
his
telling.
circle all might be
Look,
the reason why he's like
Fam,
that.
I'm gonna keep it real. Any black man, if you're with a
You
woman,
know, you get some black. All right, you're from Ghana.
Yeah.
You know, there's some Ghanaians when they came off that plane. They were Amma. When they left, when they landed, they were Elizabeth. You know what's there?
Not Elizabeth.
Yeah, or they were Louise. Their name changed, and they indulged in the culture. They didn't want to actually, they didn't even want to have anything to do with Ghana.